All right. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and attending. And we're really excited to see everyone's presentations, see what everyone came up with. My name is Dallin Sly. I am a TripleTen alum and a full stack developer. I am also the events host, so I'm extremely excited to be with you guys tonight. Let's start off by talking about what code jams are. This is our software engineering and UI UX collaborative jam. So basically, today, all of our teams were given 6 days to come together and collaboratively design and build a digital product that helps people express appreciation, strengthen communication, and create small, meaningful moments. And we are really excited to see the results. So we can just get right into everything. And let's start off with Syncbond. That team is comprised of Lennon Miranda, Stanley Garrett, Stephen Bolin, Amna Malik, and Varsha Kulkarni.
Kulkarni.
And awesome, thank you. And let's get right into it. I'm going to turn the time over to you and go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, can I share? Thank you. Can I share my screen?
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Okay, just a sec. I'll just. Hi, everyone. My name is Varsha, and today I am excited to share Friendship Lane app, our app that helps friends intentionally capture, share, and revisit memories. So one of all of my teammates are unfortunately not available today, and they share their part with us through the presentation. So I would like to show you all that what we have done together, and yeah, here is
everyone. We'll be presenting a presentation about the project capturing precious memories, be it with friends or family in our digital scrapbook app, Friendship Lane. Our team members responsible for the UX app are Varsha and myself, and our software engineers, Lennon, Steven, and Stanley, handle the engineering part of the app. Before diving in and working on the prototypes, we started by conducting competitive analysis of three apps: Canvas, Scrapbook Max, and Lemon 8. What works well for these apps is they're easy to navigate and provide creative freedom for scrapbook users. The main point among the three would be that they have no social or collaborative memory building system. After that, we created user personas and user journey maps to identify what works well for the user and the problems they encounter during onboarding to completion. From there, we identified the problem that despite capturing thousands of moments, friends lack a structure and intentional space to preserve and revisit shared memories. We organize the app from the home screen to creating the timeline. After developing the user flow,
So from here, I will take it further. So the problem what we found was existing social apps feel impersonal, and they are not intentional for sharing the friendship bond. So the right now most of the apps like Google Photos and Instagram focus on the storage and broadcasting more than to celebrate the friendship intentionally. So our solution, so the problem what we identified was the memories get lost. So we came up with the solution, and in this app, we designed the intuitive and user-centered digital experience where it is private, and there would be the intentional memory timeline created for the bond of friendship. So during this, we develop after our user search and finding the real problem where the user is getting uh, uh, more cognitive load and friction. We came to this conclusion that we should do something that is only intentionally for memory, um, for the friendship memory, and not for public posting, not for performance, but only for the friendship. After conducting okay, and after this we develop our lo-fi mobile layout, where we designed the structure for the layout, which will help friends intentionally capture and revisit the shared memories. um, After this we trace the during this development, we also took care of the WCAG guidelines for the text and colors. The color contrast ratio, what we used was 18:1. And the fonts we used are serif, a combination of serif and non-serif fonts, which also passes the WCAG guideline for the clarity and spacing. So this is our final product, what we have mentioned earlier, Friendship Lane app, which is private, intentional, and of course, not for public posting, but for the bond of friendship. So this is the hi-fi mobile design, and this is the actual work of our app, how the prototype works. I would like to run through it. So this is the screen, welcome screen for the first-time users. And when we log in, it will take you to the home page where user has already saved few of the timelines, and we can change the view of the timeline to grid and timeline view. So both the views are there for the user, intentionally given. And when we want to create the new memory for the friends, we can just click the button, create new memories, and we can enter all the details of the that particular memory, like what where the picture was taken and everything. If user is not ready for the details, we can just skip this process and just upload the pictures and create the beautiful memories as a scrapbook feel. And we can also add the stickers, background, everything to the photos, and we can create the meaningful celebration of the friendship and the precious feeling of friendship, which can be shared intentionally only with the specific friend by mentioning the email ID in this screen. And we can just send the link, and this is our product that will display the bond of friendship intentionally and privately. This is our desktop version for the same. We also have the prototype for the same. We tried to match the same layout and created this intuitive experience for users. And the same functions happen with this the desktop version too. And thank you. This is from the UX UI team, what I represented now. I will take it to the SE team. As none of my SE team members are available today, I will just display the, I will just play the presentation what they have sent to me. Dennis, will you be do the part, or should I make it?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Will you take it further from here?
Yeah. Could you please stop screen sharing?
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is my video presentation for the February Code Jam. So the name for app is Friendship Lane, which is an app that lets you create timelines where you can save all the memories that you have with all the loved ones. So this is basically just a regular landing page that we create. Over here, there is a small animation. I managed to do these animations with creating each car individually, and then just like creating like small pages that I keep on a state, and it changed uh, uh, with the time. Yeah, after I don't know 2 seconds, 5 seconds, change to phase two, change to phase three, etc. Um, Here we have the navbar. These two buttons over here. This one takes you to another a route on the front end that it says all the that is the about information. Then these plans, it just takes you to this part of the website, and this is just basically yes the the home landing page. Then we have these two buttons over here, which is join now and log in, where you can sign up for the web page and log in. I already have an account, so I'm just gonna log in. Now I'm logged in. Now I have this button over here, which is add timeline, and it's managed. These are all the timelines that I have created so far, and basically it's just simple. You just say the name of the person, then just select one of these things. It's a family, friend, pet, whatever you want. Then you create timeline, and it just goes all the way at the end. Then you click over, and you have. Right now, I have no memories with this one, so I can just I don't know. Sorry, that's Spanish. uh, and use like an image, just an basic URL. Use at the memory, and as more memories you like create, it's gonna be showing up over here. So that's the basic of our web page, and then I'm gonna show you guys something about the code. I'm gonna show you guys first the animation. So this is how I managed to create that small animation that you guys see in the home page. This is what I was talking about the faces that I have. First of all, I just create like two constants, top row and bottom row, because, and select the images, the title. So that way I can just with with this beautiful thing that React has, which is where is it? With the map, we can map it, select a key, and then that's gonna render all the other ones instead of just pasting one dip by one dip. So yeah, I have this button roadmap over here, the car, the index, and I have the top row over here, same thing, map, car, index. And yeah, this is what I was talking about the faces. I was saying if face number one, do this, number two, like, I mean, it's not saying that do this thing or that thing. It's just adding the name of the name, this name to the class names, which I have over here. Like, let me show you guys. Combination. So we have car rotate left. Okay, so we have car rotate left. Just says rotate 6. So that's basically what it's saying. If a number is even, rotate it to the left on the first phase. If not, just rotate it to the right. Then if phase 4, if phase more than 5, 6, and that's keep going. And that's how I managed to create that small animation that you guys saw there. And let me show you guys a little bit of the backend. I used this technology that I learned on the externship that I did in last like 2 months ago. It's called Prisma. It's basically let me do most of the backend things faster. And yeah, it's a wonderful technology. And if someone want to try it, I would say try it out, learn it. It's easy to learn, and it's really, really nice to do it. So basically, I create this something called the schema over here, which is basically I'm defining my models. I define three models: timeline, memory, and user. Over here, we have the controllers, authentication controllers for sign up, validation, login, check password, generate the W2 so we can keep the user sign in. We have over here the timeline controller, which basically all the basic functions that I showed you guys: create timeline, get the timelines, get it by ID, update timelines, and all that. Over here we have the routes. We have the authentication routes, like the public routes, and we have the protected routes over here. The memory route and the timeline route. And I did before I connect the backend with the front end, I test all the routes and controllers with Jest. And yeah, so I just create like 12, I would say like 12 tests for each thing, I think. Yeah, like 12 for each. Like just testing the basic stuff and stuff like that. And so yeah, I would say that's basically most of the app. And let's see here on the front end, we have the logging model, we have the sign up model and all and everything. We have the two contexts. We have the memory context and the timeline context. This is timeline. So basically, the context, it's something that React has that lets you, instead of passing a bunch of props, from each component, it just lets you like create everything on one file, and that you can use it on every component that you want instead of passing it from each prop to other props. Basically, that's what the contexts are. Like this state that I create over here. Basically, I will have to create it, I don't know, maybe on app.jsx on the top of the website, and then I will have to pass it through for all the children's until I get to the actual component that I want to use it. So yeah, the context is a wonderful thing that React has. And so yeah, I would say that that's most of it. I have my services here. I have the sign up and login and the memory service and the timeline services. Basically, all the call APIs. And yeah, I would say that that's most of it. And I want to thank Steven and Stanley for all the help. They couldn't like make it to the presentation, me either. So that's why I'm recording. But thank you guys for everything. They are really, really great. And I would want to thank actually my two designers, the UX and UI designers too. Really wonderful job, and I love everything. And hope you guys like it. Thank you.
Right. Hello, guys.
We have one more, sorry. One more short one.
All right. Hello, guys. My name is Stanley, and I wanted to share my little contribution I was able to make to the project. My schedule was limited, unfortunately, and I didn't contribute as much as I really wanted to. But this is what I was able to do for the little time that I had, and I really appreciated the learning experience because it is my first time utilizing Node.js and React since I am on Sprint 11. So it was a really good learning experience to get hands-on. So what I was able to do, I was able to create practically a skeleton. This isn't functional, but I definitely want to keep working on this as the after the stream and the project is presented, just to get my creative juices flowing. But I was able to just lay down the groundwork and a skeleton. So I created the components, have the action button, and the header and the main timeline file, and have everything laid out according to how it should be organized. And the only thing that I have to do is finish functions, finish the styling, and that would essentially be the timeline page. And that was my contribution.
All right, phenomenal job. That firstly, the design was fantastic. It looked great, and it looked like the software engineer team was able to bring it to life and put it to kind of paper, if you will. I've as the team representative today, I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about what it was like to work in between kind of two departments, if you will, at between software engineering and UI UX. Can you tell me a little bit about what that was like?
It was a great experience working with both the teams. SE team was little bit busy with their tight work schedules, but we somehow managed to collaborate and convey the message what designing team really wants to deliver as a product, final product. And Lenin was very helpful, and he was syncing all the material from design team to the SE team, and we all could collaborate and finally deliver the Friendship Lane app successfully together.
Awesome. So what skills do you think that you learned at TripleTen were the most useful for you through this code jam?
This code jam has given me the opportunity for learning a lot as a designer. Plus, the collaboration skill with SE team was the challenging part. But yes, we overcame the challenge and we collaborated together and deliver the best UX UI design. And I think SE guys, if they could have got the more time, they would have done fantastic job on their part too. I mean, they did fantastic, but because of the limitation of the time and their work tight work schedule, they couldn't, I think, give 100%. But yes, whatever the progress we made together is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It turned out very well. I think the
Mhm.
design was stunning. So fantastic job to both of you. And the last thing I want to ask is how satisfied were you with your end result?
I think if we get more time, we could have added more features to our app. And the core idea, what we wanted, why we wanted to develop this app, was clearly executed during this code jam. But we would like to add more features, more AI features to this app in future. And Yeah, we will work together again, and we'll definitely deliver something meaningful, more meaningful. Uh, for this
All
project.
right. Well, awesome. Thank you very much. And great job. Let's get into our second team's presentation here, the five nodes. It consists of Michael Watson, Genevieve Castro, Brandy McDill, Julio Corraspe. Sorry about that. I tried. And Sharon Morris. I'm going to turn the time over to you all, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have for us.
Can you guys see there? Okay, so I'm Julio. I'm part of this team, is Five Notes team. Our project is called Paper Thoughts, and the team members are Shira Morris, myself on the UX UI part, and then Genevieve Castro, Brandy McDeal, and Michael Watson on the software engineer part. Uh, on this app, we did competitors analysis, and we find out five big problems. The first one is the possibility to plan ahead and schedule important events on the future in this type of apps. The second one is the possibility to check the past events or any past data that you have put inside of your app. The third one is the unclear system for feedbacks, important events, as well as integrated support platform inside of your own app. A fourth one is the possibility to digitalize physical gift card if in case you want to give a present, to send to somebody else. And the last one is the gamification of this type of apps and how all these brands have been like trying to quantify the relationship between human beings. The decisions that we take to fix this is, first of all, creating a screen with a calendar picker, so then the people are able to do to go in the future and plan important event and put important information for the future, but at the same time are able to go in the back and check any past information or past data that they have put in. The third one, it's adding confirmation model for important events or for important actions like delete action, as well as including a help center inside or intern the app. The fourth one is allowing this digitalization of physical gift cards. We can do it through camera or through manual entry. And the last one is changing the way how all these apps has been gamifying the human relationship. So what we established is creating this digital paper airplane that is going to contain basically memories. What we thought is creating this app where the people are going to have a home screen, and inside of that home screen they're going to be able to create repositories, personal repositories, or what we call connections, each connection by each single person that you care about. Inside of that those connections, you're going to have those calendars, and then eventually if you click on a specific date of it, it's gonna pop up a forms that where you're gonna be able to set up or to put manually entry a memory that time that you thought about that person. It's important to mention that this digital paper airplane, it's like a wrap that is gonna be created automatically once a month. The idea of this is to be a proposed different from how all this social media is pushing all the time through notification and trying to quantify the human relationship. This wrap is going to be created once a month. It is going to be available the first day of the next month, so then the people can download it. This wrap is going to contain all the memories or all the time that you had put memories or all the time that you have thought about that special person. It's going to be created automatically inside of this wrap, and then you're going to be able to download it and forward to that special person. About this design of this product, we just don't want it to fix those problems, but also, for example, to meet some accessibility standards, we use 8-point spacing system for the whole product, as well as a higher contrast established by the WCAG, and we also define a typography system to establish a hierarchy. We also use a UI patterns that everybody can recognize, like tab navigation, tabs, breadcrumbs, navbar, cards, in order to reduce the cognitive loads. I'm gonna pass to Shira right now.
Thank you, Julio. As you mentioned, my name is Shira Morris, and I'm going to tell you about the mood board, the color story, and the user story. So, Julio, can you give me the next screen? Thank you so much. So, in the mood board, I really wanted to focus on the nostalgia of passing notes in class. And when you think about the last time you were able to do that, and maybe some of you weren't able to do that, this is like the 80s, the 90s. This is not when you're like texting in class. This is like very, very analog. So I wanted to bring the idea and the feeling of that analog essence into the digital world. So what you see in this mood board is like a cassette tape, a Rubik's Cube, baseball cards, things that were very tangible, touchy, collectible. And along with that, the paper airplanes. And I felt like the color story was built by the timeline. So you get those muted neutral colors in the browns, the beiges, the grays, and they're right slammed up against those poppy colors from that era, the pinks, the yellows, the blues. So when we go to our user story, we are looking at a young lady, Maria Lopez. She is a young school teacher, and Maria clearly has a big heart. All she wants to do is have authentic connections with her friends and family, but she does not want to get stuck in the doom scrolling of social media. So what we've built here addresses exactly what Maria needs. She has the ability through the Paper Thoughts app to send a note to schedule a gift card for birthdays, to send a link sometimes, but also a picture in order to address that need for her to have those authentic connections. So in order to bring that to life, I'm going to pass that over to our software engineering team, starting with Michael.
You're
Mike,
muted.
you're muted.
So hi everyone, my name is Mike Watson. I'm part of the software engineer squad for the 5 nodes team. Step one of my part is to unmute myself so I can explain everything. So for as far as my portion of the project goes, I took a kind of back-end first approach to it. I focused on building core functionality behind the scenes. I was responsible for writing out the main functions and creating a simple API layer to manage users, connections, and memories, all using local storage. Instead of letting components directly access local storage, I created these reusable API style functions to handle the creating, retrieving, updating data. Now, I feel that this keeps the code a lot more organized and scalable, and it also makes the app structured like it's using a real backend. Now, if we ever wanted to switch to an actual database, I believe the transition would be a lot smoother with this already in place. Now, I also created a mock database with 4 pre-built connections for the live demo. That allows us to immediately showcase functionality of the app without needing to manually enter any data during this presentation. Now, overall, my goal was to make sure that this application works reliably while keeping the code clean, reusable, and ready for any future expansions. So that is my portion. I will now pass it over to Genevieve.
Hello, everyone. My name is Genevieve Castro. I am one of the 5-node software engineers. I constructed the base HTML structure for this project using BEM methodology, as I'm still unfamiliar with React. I developed the modal component styles with modular CSS to maintain UI consistency across all forms, utilizing box sizing, media queries, and modern CSS layout methods such as Flexbox. I also wired up the Create New Memory button to launch its corresponding modal and position the Your Connections cards list and card information elements. Now I am passing it on over to Brandy.
Thank you, Genevieve. Hi, everyone. My name is Brandy McDill, and I'm the 5th member of the 5 nodes. During this project, I helped break down the HTML into React components, along with putting together the header, navbar, and its functionality, settings, and account pages in the footer. Our plans for the future include working on the calendar functionality, along with creating a full back-end database to store connections, memories, and having a full user login system with token authorization to ensure app security. While we were able to get some features to fit a mobile device, we weren't able to get it all taken care of, but that is something we would like to work on in the future. Finally, I think as a group, we collaborated very well. The entire group was constantly in communication, and we all seemed very open to suggestions with the goal of putting out the best product possible. Overall, I think we all had a lot of fun making this project, and we plan to work more on this product in the future. Thank you.
All right, awesome. That was fantastic. You guys obviously all had some very great chemistry. It seems like you guys all got along, so it's really great to see that. I think my first question is going to be for the UX UI team, and that question is going to be, what was it like working in a kind of a cross-discipline project where you had to translate your ideas into something that a different team with a different discipline can bring to life?
I think that TripleTen really prepared me well for that. I don't know how Julio feels. We get plenty of examples in the coursework, like this is what it could be like. But I think it really came down to just the random mix of people that we ended up with were so easy to work with that the translating our thoughts and ideas were just super, super smooth for us. What do you think, Julio?
I'm agree. Of course, it was at the beginning. It was a little bit hard. For some of us, it was the first time that we're going or we're joining an event like this. So, but using some tools like in some point we were like vibe coding some example just to show how that will look. Trying to connect, design with code. We made it. We made it happen. I think at the end of the day, it was something that we fix it and we made it possible.
Yeah, I agree. It looked fantastic. So you guys did a fantastic job. I definitely am excited to see more from you guys and see where everything goes. And I think my next question is going to be for our software engineering team. Definitely time crunch, 6 days for everyone. What were some of those challenges and how did you prioritize getting things done, starting with when you got your design and, how did you prioritize to make sure you got your MVP created?
I think the prioritization was very important. So what we prioritized was definitely managing to get the HTML file structure first, um, and the CSS done. Kind of firstly, while we did this, kind of talk over whether we were going to be doing JavaScript or React. Once the decision was made to use React and we realized that we would not have the time to build out a full back end. I think that's when I stepped in and prioritized, they were still working on the CSS.
Awesome. Awesome. Very nice. Anything else to add from the software team?
I was gonna say that I think communication was a really big thing in our group, and that allowed us to kind of prioritize and adjust as necessary. And we also worked well together, extremely well, being that this is my first code jam. Um, so when someone would suggest something, we were very open to it and just kind of tossing ideas out and utilizing the time that we had to adjust like certain elements, especially when we didn't have time to kind of render that on the browser. So I guess moving elements around and yeah, just adjusting, communicating. I think that was really big for our group.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. You all did a great job, and I'm happy to see some awesome collaboration from everybody. And awesome. Though, let's move on to our third and final team, Team Chronicle. It consists of Jordan Campbell, Michael Borges, Imani Gordon, and Caitlin Forrester. I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you guys, and I look forward to seeing what you have.
Hi, okay, thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so please let me know if you can see it.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so why do we have two names? So we started off with one name and we changed it. So that's why you see two names on the screen. It says Full Circle and Chronicle. By the way, hello everyone. My name is Imani, and today I'll be presenting Chronicle. That's the name that we came up with in the final decision. So it is a friendship journal that helps friends stay emotionally connected, even when distance and life make that hard. And the idea came from friends just not feeling like they have a strong connection, even though they may text every day or see each other on social media. So Chronicle turns everyday communication into like a shared experience of reflection and memories. So this is the problem, right? We text every day, but we don't really feel as close. So we all have friends who have maybe moved away or started a new job or just have really busy lives. And technically, we're in touch. Like we text, we react to each other's stories on Instagram, things like that. But those moments don't always feel meaningful. So the question driving this project was how might we help long distance friends feel emotionally close through something simple, intentional, and reflective? So, Chronicle's answer is to share a private space that feels calm, personal, and also meaningful. Okay, so meet Giselle. She is 31 and she just moved from Brooklyn to Seattle. She texts her friends every day, but it doesn't feel the same as it used to since her move. And she misses like the small emotional check-ins that made her friendship special when she had face-to-face contact with them. So Chronicle gives her a way to stay close again, and not through constant messages, but through shared memories and reflections. So Giselle's journey starts because she's just feeling lonely. She misses her friends, she misses sharing experiences with them and just being intimate with them in that way. So when she discovers Chronicle, she gets curious about it. And during her onboarding, she sets up her shared timeline and posts her first prompt, and she's excited. For what's to happen next as her friends start to join the app. And as they begin posting daily thoughts and photos, that connection starts to get stronger. And over time, Chronicle becomes part of her daily routine and turns the distance into closeness. So this is our prototype that we had originally in Figma, although the finalized app will look a little bit different, and you'll see that when Mike presents, but this is what we originally had. So this is the login page. You have the option to do prompt of the day. It's kind of like a shared timeline. And then these are your friends on this side. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, and these are like pictures that you can post, add comments, but just amongst like your personal friend group. So the visual language of Chronicle is warm and grounded. Every color supports the emotional tone. The overall feeling should be calm, intimate, and emotionally safe. A journal that invites honesty and not performance. So Chronicle keeps things pretty simple with just 3 key features, which is a shared timeline, where friends can look back on moments together, the ability to add photos or text reflections, and prompts of the day to inspire meaningful exchanges. It's not about necessarily like doing more, just about like staying connected, feeling more close to your friends. So Chronicle helps friendships just feel close again, and not by talking more, but by connecting on a deeper level. And I'm going to pass it over to.
Thank you, Amani. Hi, my name is Michael Borges, and I'll be sharing the SE portion. So with move so I can. I just want to move this. There we go. Do you guys know how to move this? Oh, there we go. All right, perfect. Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Michael Borges. I'm presenting Chronicle. Like Imani mentioned, we did have a couple of changes. I think that's one of the most fun things about working with UI, is things are constantly changing as you guys design an app. 6 days to design something set in stone is crazy, and I love that we were able to constantly keep adapting as we were building. Like she mentioned, this is a friendship timeline application that helps you preserve and celebrate relationships that matter. We were able to develop a front and a back end using Mern, and I would like to walk you guys through that. So starting off, whenever someone comes to our site, we'll start you off at the login or registration screen, allowing you to log in, of course. Want to show quick functionality, and of course, so able to, register and sign in on different logins. The authentication that I have here is handled primarily with JWT tokens and encrypted passwords. And then after logging in, once you're able to see your timeline with all of your memories, this is where you're able to see all of your memories in your timeline. We are also able to implement adding the friends, so you are able to actively send friend requests, and then that user is able to then go on their account and accept them. Let's see. Jay unfortunately was unable to be here today due to being under the weather the past couple days. He designed the main layout of this home screen. I did the core functionality of adding memories and adding friends. But I did just want to take a quick moment to point out that he did design this. He did a bang up job, and really wish he could have been here with us today. He designed some of these modals as well, making sure that you're able to upload photos with dates, selecting years, things like that, adding new text. In the future, with this design, I would like to be able to implement when they are adding like text cards that they are able to change different banners, have maybe an array of selectable banners that they're able to use, so it's not just a blank card. I also noticed that with the deployment that we decided to use, I used Vercel for my front end, Render for my back end, and Mongol Atlas to handle my database. I noticed that currently with Renderer, the free version, that once you redeploy and it automatically deploys as you push to GitHub, it does delete your images, which is a problem that I noticed. But it was also really cool running into, so that way we can, so I'm learning a lot. So in the future, I would like to swap to a different back end host, as well as a different render, backend API renderer, so that way I don't have that issue in the future. And that's about it.
All right, awesome. Fantastic job, everybody. That looked great. And it looked like the software engineering team was able to get it kind of brought to life. So fantastic job to both of you. I am gonna open the question to the team. How did you feel your communication was between each discipline?
Um, I think it started well, but it came out a little rocky. With our team having different schedules and us being down two software engineers for most of the competition, it was a little frantic, but I think, Amani, me, Caitlin, Jay, we really just pulled it together and gave what we could, and I think, it was a way to learn of working in difficult circumstances rather than, like my past two co-jams that seemed to be flawless with communication. So it was a different experience, but we were still able to make things, work.
Awesome. That's a great learning experience. What do you
Yeah.
think? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Amani.
I was pretty much going to say the same thing, but this is my first code jam, so it's my first experience doing this. We were also in all different time zones and have all different work schedules, like Mike said. So this being my first experience, I think I know what I can do next time to make sure that communication is better, and adjustments I can make on my part, as well as supporting my team in better ways. But overall, I think we did pretty well for the challenges that we had. Like we actually came out with an end product still, in the short amount of time also that we had. So
Absolutely. You guys did a fantastic job. And I think that my last question is if you could start over and choose to approach things different, is there something that you might have done that you feel like could have made a big difference as far as time saving or communication would go? Or do you think you did a fairly good job with the schedule differences?
Um, I think we did a fairly good job with the schedule differences. I think if both sides had a little bit more time to interact and really develop our core skills at the beginning of our time frame, I think, we might have been able to maybe even polish something up that, we a bit more fond of. But, I don't think that there's ever a coder who's ever absolutely satisfied with what they're doing, right? And so I kind of take that as the next challenge of, as I finish out this, program and I need projects, I can't wait to, revamp this with all the different students that are in my TripleTen Discord that I have running. And, I have UX and UI students as well as DS kids and SE. So I'm really excited to, open this up to everybody and we just start, taking cracks at it.
Awesome. All
yeah,
right.
I think with the time that we had, this was a huge time crunch for me. Like I've never tried to turn around a project this quickly, and let alone with other people. I find that working by myself was completely different as opposed to working with a team. So, because when you're by yourself, everything is on you and you can do things around your schedule. But with working with other people and time being a factor, I think next time around, I'll definitely want to get like a running start. So, yeah, that's definitely something that I'll incorporate for the next jam.
All right. Well, awesome. Again, great job, everybody. All teams did a great job and presented very well. So, big round of applause to you all because it is not easy to turn things around in 6 days. It is, I generally speaking, it doesn't feel possible till you get to the very end and you go, wow, that was a roller coaster, but yeah, we did it. So that's awesome. Huge shout out to everyone who made this event possible. Devin, Josh, Kathleen, Tasha, Leanna, Natasha, Olivia, Dennis, Anastasia, myself. Yeah, great, fantastic job getting things kind of built out, and it was really awesome to see what everybody brought to the table, and the different experiences everyone had and what everyone learned. So again, fantastic. Thank you again to the participants for participating. You guys continue to impress. My name is Dallin Sly. You can find me on LinkedIn. And until next time, thank you very much for watching and have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you.